Thought I'd make a quick video of my sheep-proof dog feeder. So this is based on Greg Judy's design. It's got a hog panel here, 8 squares this way and 5 squares that way. And I've got mine sitting on 4x6 treated runners. There is it's a 2x8 cut in half. These are 42 inches wide. Put some lag screws in to give it the stability. Each of the corners are cut 45, all 4 corners. I just had some scrap cedar and whatnot I laid just so the pressure treated doesn't eat up the wood of the dog feeder. Right, and it's just held in place with a bungee cord. I added to mine, hey! I added sheep scratching posts because they were destroying my previous sheep feeder, or sheep mineral cart. With this, I just added some corrugated. I'm in the Northwest, and if I just leave this on the feeder, I'm concerned it'll just ruin the food all the time. Up here on the front of the skid, we've got a 10-inch opening, right, and I have 3 squares wide. So 10-inch opening, 18 inches back from that opening, there's a 2x4, and then 18 inches forward of the opening, there's a 2x4, and that's 18 inches to this edge here. And this allows the dogs to scoot through. Maybe he'll do it. So they can scoot through just fine, even when they're full adults. Sheep can't possibly get through there. I was a little concerned with the littles being able to get there, so I just took a piece of scrap, and this folds down. I've got everything for the moment, it's just held together with zip ties, but I'll get some steel wire in there. Hey. So I don't recommend the feeder setup I have. This was just leftovers from my previous design. I've got these little tractor supply totes. You end up needing, if you do like the Free Choice Enterprise, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 per side. And in my head they're 6 inches, but they're per feeder, but they're not. So this thing ends up needing to be like 6.5. I think it actually would match this perfectly. I used I believe it's 1/4 inch silicone rubber, and it's frankly not quite thick enough. Again, this was a different cart that I had this on, so I've kind of just moved it here since I had it. This flap's a bit too long, but it's also not over far enough, right? So what can happen is, the sheep can do something like that, right? And then it's not perfectly protected from the rain. So I would have this overhang a couple of inches. I'd probably go something more like a 3/8 inch rubber, and I'd have it only overhang, maybe 2 inches over here. So a bit heavier rubber, and more overhang this way, definitely less this way. I mean, they can certainly get into this one, so I don't have any issues getting into it. Yeah, so with this, especially where I put the 4x6 runners, they can get in there, get the minerals, but they're not able to tip this feeder over. Doesn't seem to bother the dogs too much. They beat up on this guy. He's young, and so he sometimes will hide in here from the sheep. Hey. I added a pair of 5/8 no flat wheels. I think I'd do pneumatics if I was gonna do it again, because when the ground's soft, these are hard wheels, and so they kind of leave tracks in the soft ground, whereas a pneumatic wheel would be a little bit less damaging. And I just did it with, hey, get your hand off me, or your nose off my hand. I just did it with some all thread, and that's plenty, right? And it's just kind of centered-ish. I have the wheel terminating right at the back here, so that if I needed to back up, I'm not going to hit the frame. I'm always going to be riding on the wheel. No issues with animals coming under this way. Definitely makes it a lot easier. I just stand I stand right here and just use this as a handle, and I can just walk this along. So that's the sheep-proof dog feeder. Works really well. It's made life a lot better not having to come out here and hand feed each of the dogs twice a day.